It is only April 1940. We already control this part of the world, especially we control entirely the UK, France, Spain, Italy, Austria, so all of Europe except for Germany is under our control. Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. I know I made you wait for this one, but I really think it was worth it, as what I have for you today is one of my favorite strategies in quite a while. Fascist Romania. This tier 4 member request was an absolute blast. Romania isn't just fun to play, it is unbelievably powerful. It is the perfect example of how older and simple focus trees can completely outshine the newer ones. We're going to be able to expand a lot and quickly, but the cool thing is that we are not going to do it through the popular Balkans domination path. So if you want to find out how, you're in the right place. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments and join our Discord to meet our amazing community. As always guys, if you enjoy the content I make, liking the video, subscribing and leaving a comment really helps the channel grow faster. That said, let's get started. As usual, all research and focus priorities are in the description, so they will not be covered in the edited version, and the dedicated spreadsheet covering all steps in detail is available to tier 2 members in our shared folder. No boys, for the unedited version I say this, I should really get a secondary monitor here to open my country guides in the spreadsheet without having to alt-tab all the time. But you know what I did today? I actually have my tier 4 members list up here on the screen, so when we get to renaming the army, I'm ready for it. I think it's the first time ever. Okay, let's get going. Now the building priority is quite simple. We start with infrastructures followed by military factories in Montania. You could stick to one infra if you prefer, you get one more through focuses but much later. And from now on we will just build military factories whenever possible in the best available provinces. That includes puppets, which we will be getting very soon. So unless we do something special, this will not be mentioned anymore. This is our military production priority. The only thing we're going to change in a little bit is the basic submarine design. We're going to fix trade, but in principle we will ignore it when it is a deficit of 1 or 2. Now, with our navy, we're going to do... Now, as Romania, we have access to a lot of oil and fuel. So what we're going to do with the navy is we're going to train it constantly for... Oh my god, I cannot speak today. Just woke up, that's maybe why. We're going to train our navy constantly because Romania has the fuel to be able to do it, and in this way we will be saving a lot of navy experience, which we are going to heavily use for our marines in this build. Now I'm going to rename our divisions after tier 4 members of the channel, and also so it's easier to follow the spreadsheet. Dr. Hoops, you're getting our infantry today. This one will not be named after members of the channel because we are going to remove them later on, or better, change them, so they will not see much action, our mountaineers today. And Gatorcat, you will be protecting our garrisons. And we are not going to use these fairly bad motorized. We're not going to use this one. Now we're also going to change the occupation law to local police force and CAV. And we're going to gather our army. We're going to select all of the infantry, and we're going to change our armored division, fake armored division, and one cav into inf. So we have an army of 24 inf. Then we can split off the marines and the cavalry to have these three armies, gather them under one marshal, give them a full back line, and train them all the way to regular.
Gata de marș. Ordonați! Adunarea! Atențiune! Gata de marș!
So that's our setup done. We can make a backup save. Now, whenever you get these events, you're always going to ignore them, meaning you don't want to spend political power. You want to pick the first one. At 9 Navy experience, we can design a slightly better submarine. So this is the design we're going to produce for the rest of the run. As we complete this focus, we're getting some very nice discounts on our advisors, and we're going to use them right away to get ourselves a silent workhorse and the Army Offense Expert. And the Army Offense Expert. At 10 army experience, we want to design our first interwar SPG. (04) wet armor. Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Let me see one thing. Ah, yeah. So this is the design we're going to use. It is an SPG. We're going to save it and we're going to start producing it. We'll dedicate 2 factories to it and we're going to take them from the Infantry Equip. Now we're waiting for the civil war in Spain. And as soon as it triggers, we're going to send, well, as soon as possible, we're going to send an attaché to nationalist Spain. Next, at 75 political power, we're going to pick the naval maneuver expert. At 112 political power, we are going to pick the backroom backstabber. Now we're waiting for the Marines, and as soon as we get them, we're going first of all to get the first Special Forces doctrine. By the way, if you do not have arms against tyranny, no, it's not. Is it arms against? I think it's a. Well, let me change that. If you do not have access to Special Forces doctrines, you will need to change our build a little bit. Mainly, it will mean you need to mix infantry with Marines. You will not be able to use Marines only, but that's totally fine. So you can just adapt to that. Now, to design our Marines template, we need 55 army experience. We're not there yet, but we can start it. So we want to add our medium SPG, and we want to bring Marines to a total combat weight of 14. Then we want to add support artillery and pioneers. I'll start with pioneers, and then as soon as we get the army experience, we'll go for support artillery. I'm also going to make them elite. And I'm going to rename them. And let's also rename them. This is the big one. This is our main template for the run. And I think Vegeta deserves it. Mars is yours. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change all of our mountaineers into this new template, Mars. And this is the time where if you don't have the Special Forces cap, you may not be able to do this. We want to make sure that they are training right away. And we can continue. And now we're also finally getting rid of our incompetent king. Okay, there we go. We can now add artillery. Whenever we get the Navy experience, we will keep unlocking Marine Special Forces. As we get Navy experience, we'll keep unlocking more doctrines. We are going down this path. That's the right one, yeah? Yeah. For the last time, stupid king, for the last time. As we get rid of the king, there are a couple of good news for us. The first one is we don't have the incompetent king anymore. The second, the big one, is we are finally fascist. Meaning we can justify claims. And because we got this advisor, we're actually pretty fast at doing so. So we're going to justify immediately on Hungary. And at the same time on Yugoslavia, take claim state in this case. And now, here the big trick. Instead of going down this very popular path and being able to puppet peacefully all of the countries in the Balkans, we're going down this path. It doesn't seem good, but there is something amazing in here, and it is this specific focus. Thanks to this focus, we will get a guarantee from France and from the United Kingdom, which basically means free expansion in the region. Entirely free expansion. We'll be able to declare war on Hungary, Yugoslavia, Austria, Bulgaria, and Greece without any foreign intervention. This is just amazing. By far the best focus path for Romania. As soon as possible, at 20 army experience, we're also going to pick political loyalty to boost our stability. At 150 political power, we're also finally going to switch to war economy. And we're going to prepare for Hungary. Regular frontline with our infantry. The Marines are going to do the heavy lifting. They can push from here. They get some river crossings. They can try to rush the victory points. And the cavalry can stay with them, abuse gaps. Make sure you have aggressively execute battle plans and the highest motorization priority. Also, we don't have many planes, but the few we have, we should assign to our army. Make sure the deficit in trade is always under control.
înțeles. Atenție!
We got the first claim on Yugoslavia, but we're waiting for Hungary. Now here there is a little bit of RNG, but it doesn't matter much for the run. If the UK and France guarantee Hungary before you get your claim, then you will need to delay this war by a couple of months, maybe 1 month, until you get the guarantee yourself. If not, that seems to be the case right now, then you can attack Hungary right away. Let's see what happens. Yeah, looks like we're good. Now, in most of my runs this was the case, but sometimes you do get the guarantee from France or the UK, in which case you just need to wait. And by the way, we are also guaranteed... By the way, we're also guaranteed by Czechoslovakia, so Czechoslovakia doesn't matter. whoever guarantees Hungary, we got it covered. Let's make a save just in case. So we're going to declare war on Hungary, and then immediately we're going to justify a claim on Austria. Here we're going to push with both infantry and marines. Oh, a last stand right away. Nice way to start, Hungary. Nice way to start. And that's okay. Okay, we already broke through here. It's very nice. Let's use cavalry.
Gata să trăiți! Atenție! Îi respingem, domnule! Gata de marș!
Oh, looks like this is going to be a smooth one, which is good.
Adunarea!
So I'm doing some minor micromanagement, but nothing crazy, and it's also not needed. If you just push, you will push them.
Ordonați! Continuați deplasarea! Atențiune!
Now, at 45 political power, we're going to start another claim, this time on Bulgaria. There goes Hungary. We're just going to puppet them with resource rights and war reparations. Now it's time for Yugoslavia. No rest in this run, I told you. A lot of fun, a lot of early expansion, one war after another. That's what fun is. Instead of waiting like 1943 before you can do anything. I'm looking at you, no compromise, no surrender. Shit. We're actually having some fun here. I'm going to fix trade entirely now, so we don't have to pay attention to it anymore. So now don't spend command power on advisors. Don't spend command power on trades now, because we needed to send another attaché to Japan soon.
Gata de marș! Atențiune!
We're going again. Again, we're going to use the Marines for the heavy lifting in here, and then we're going to just push the entire front with infantry.
Am înțeles!
We're going to change the production a little bit, so we're going to start producing some trucks. Some anti-air. Going to put them here with artillery, all of them at one. Support equipment goes to 3. Infantry equip goes to 5, and everything to SPGs. Yeah, and actually we will keep the deficit of 1 in rubber and tungsten.
Atențiune! Gata să trăiți! Am înțeles!
Yeah, fuck, I said to save the command power. I didn't do it. Should be fine though.
Ordonați!
Okay, now we need to wait though, because we have the guarantee from the UK. The UK will be involved, so we need to wait for them to guarantee us as well. Perfect. France and UK guaranteed us. Now, in all of my test runs, I always got the guarantee from them. I don't think it's RNG. I think it's a guaranteed guarantee. But I'm pretty sure somebody will not get the guarantee. But if you don't get the one from France, you should be fine because you already have it. But the one from the UK is absolutely mandatory for this run. So if you don't get it, you need to restart. I never improve relations because I always got the guarantee. But if you find issues with that, you can try improving relations with the UK and see if that helps. I forgot where we are going now. The Royal Foundation. Where is it? What? What? Royal Foundation. Ah, here. Okay, let's go for Yugoslavia. And we need to push with both infantry and the marines. We also need to call Hungary into this. Our marines are not at full power yet, but they are getting there.
Îi respingem, domnule! Gata de marș! Atenție! Luați de aici! Așa le trebuie! Continuați atacul! Adunarea!
Maybe take the capital. Your next tweet. Maybe take it. Too late.
Continuați atacul! La adăpost! Gata să trăiți! Gata de marș! Atențiune! Atenție! Ordonați! Ordonați! La comandă! La comandă! La comandă! Gata de marș! Gata de marș! Îi respingem, domnule! Gata de marș! Ordonați! Atențiune! Ordonați!
Yeah, front line is a bit messed up. We're actually not protecting Romania, which may be a little bit of a problem. But we should be able to push them fast enough for it not to be a big deal. Lovely, all of my infantry is here doing nothing.
La comandă! Am înțeles! Gata să trăiți! La comandă! Ordonați!
Yeah, really need my marines to actually push the capital because I think we can win with that.
Gata să trăiți! Ordonați! Ordonați! Înaintați!
Okay, by the way, at 100 army experience, we are going to pick a grand battle plan. And we're going to pick our favorite tactic as well.
Atenție! Ordonați! Am înțeles!
Okay, here we're almost done. We just need to take Belgrade. We want to be fast, but we want to keep casualties more or less under control. So this is an okay amount. We did okay. Perfect. Now, with Yugoslavia, we want to be a little bit more careful. First of all, we're going to annex Dalmatia, and then we're going to Balkanize them, as Yugoslavia can always be a pain in the ass if they are not Balkanized. You want to make sure there is no puppet Yugoslavia. Wait, I annexed Dalmatia, didn't I? God damn it, that's important. Oh. Ah, no, yes, I did, okay. Whew, I thought it was Balkanized for some reason. No, we did everything correct. All good. And the usual resource rights, war reparations. And navy. Perfect. Make sure the entire navy is always training. So when you get new ones, merge them. And it's time to get ready for... It is time to get ready for Austria. We're about to get our claim, so let's move in position. Don't underestimate Austria. I did it way too many times in my test runs.
Atențiune!
You want to push both from here and from here, as you probably need all of these victory points to capitulate them.
Gata să trăiți! Am înțeles!
Now, what we're going to do at this point is we are going to build a land warfare facility. And this also needs to be our highest priority.
Atenție! Ordonați! Atenție!
We're doing great in terms of Marines doctrines. This, by the way, was suggested by somebody in the comments. I forgot your name, I'm sorry, it was in a live stream. But thank you very much, because the idea of using Marines as Romania is awesome. This is something you can do as several minors, but the main thing is whenever you have a navy and you have enough fuel to be able to train it constantly from the beginning of the run, you will have access to basically infinite navy experience. And while army experience is very precious and better saved for land doctrines, well, naval doctrines are pretty much useless, so you can use your navy experience for Marines. Now at 110 political power, well, perfectly on time, we got our claim on Austria, but first of all we're going to improve relations, send an attaché to Japan. There we go. We're going to stop improving relations because we need all of the political power we can get, and then we're going to invade Austria.
Am înțeles.
Now, as you start getting puppet divisions, you can assign them to the same army as our cavalry. Let's go for Austria. Now, Austria is a fascist, so there is no problem with guarantees, and since we are fast enough, there is no problem with the Anschluss either. We do need to call our puppets into this. And then we need to attack. Now, abuse gaps in the front because Austria doesn't have that many divisions. We need to take advantage of them because when the front becomes smaller, these divisions can still be quite annoying.
Atențiune! Atențiune! Am înțeles. Care sunt ordinele? Am înțeles. Îi respingem, domnule! Atenție! Haide, haide, haide! Anulați! Ordonați! Ordonați! Gata să trăiți! Gata de marș!
I was maybe a bit overly scared of Austria, but I had a test run in which it was basically impossible to push them all the way, because if all of these divisions get all in here, in the mountains, then pushing them, you can see here, for example, pushing them here is very painful. So if we got stuck on the other side too, that would have been a disaster. No, not this bug, come on, well, that's okay. We got them! And we're simply going to puppet them plus. So, resource rights for reparations, and we're happy. Look at our power growing already. But no time to rest, time for Bulgaria. We're going to get our claim fairly soon. They got 3 guarantees from Czechoslovakia, France and the United Kingdom. Luckily, Czechoslovakia, France and the United Kingdom also guarantee us, so they are not going to do anything.
Gata să trăiți! Atenție!
Yeah, I feel like now it would be a good time. It's a waste of 2 factories, which is very annoying, but it's better than losing sight of trader, so this should be a bit better. And by the way, Germany wants us in their faction. We are going to join them eventually, but it's not time yet. Now, as we get ready for Bulgaria, we're going to pick the tip of the spear spirit, and we're going to make some changes to our amazing Vegeta Mars. So we want to add some anti-air, and then we want to bring them to 9-3, but we need more army experience for that, so we'll do it a bit later. Oh, actually Marines are free, so never mind. So we can already add the Marines, since the cost is 0 thanks to the doctrines. What we cannot do yet is add the additional 2 SPGs, but we'll get there.
Ordonați!
We can add one more. And the final one. For now, this is not the final template yet, but it already packs a punch. And actually, very soon we'll get the final one, as we completely unlocked all Marines doctrines.
Gata să trăiți!
Okay, we actually got our special facility. So we're going to assign a scientist. And we got our claim on Bulgaria. Time to go. I just love this. This is why this is one of my favorite strategies. Guaranteed by everyone? Well, I don't give a shit. Okay, once again, we're going to call our puppets the bordering ones, because it's better not to underestimate anyone in here and push everyone as fast as possible. Now, as we invade Bulgaria, we're also going to justify on Italy as soon as possible. No, sorry. We're also going to justify a claim on Greece as soon as we get the political power for it.
La comandă! Înainte! Atențiune! Atențiune! La comandă!
Ah, last stand. This is the Bulgaria I remember. By the way, Bulgaria will be coming soon too. Nowhere as powerful as Romania, but we'll make it work.
Ordonați! Ordonați! Am înțeles!
If we can rush Sofia, sadly I send somebody back in time. Yeah, but maybe not in time, not fast enough. This is going to be a very smooth Bulgaria. Not that it's usually a big challenge, but... So another puppet with resource rights and more reparations. Nothing special. By the way, as Romania, we are puppeting everyone. Well, as you know, I love to puppet people in general, but in particular as Romania, because we have very limited manpower, and puppets allow us to preserve our precious manpower. So now it's time to get ready for Greece, although we don't have the claim yet. I'm going to start one now.
Ordonați! Am înțeles! Gata să trăiți! Gata de marș!
And while we get it, we can train our divisions a little bit more. Okay, we also almost got our new tanks ready.
La comandă!
This was the last tech required. So, new artillery, but especially new tanks. Oh, this is way more expensive. Why is that? It shouldn't be the case. No, maybe it is the case. Maybe it is the case. SI109. Let me see. Let me see if there is anything missing here. Yeah, it has to be 19, I believe. Why is it 19 now and it was 20 if I loaded this one though? This one doesn't have the radio? What the hell? Wait a second. So if I do it like this, is it cheaper by one? Because I switched the module position? Really? Okay, I guess. I guess it's fine. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we can make it cheaper in any way. So it's going to be 19 army experience, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to upgrade our SPGs to this new design. We're going to save it. And of course we're going to produce it. This is significantly better, also a bit more expensive, meaning we need to adjust trade.
Am înțeles.
Okay, let's see our claim on Italy. We need 6 more political power. Let's get it now.
Am înțeles. Atențiune!
And by the way, from Hungary we can also request forces to get the ones they don't just give us. We'll have a big puppet army by the end of this run. And we got our special project. I don't think I need to say that though.
Ordonați!
Now at 100 political power, we are going to pick the Commando Expert. This increases the Special Forces cap a little bit. We're going to recruit the max amount. You should get to a total of 9 in the end. Going to deploy them as soon as possible and start training them as soon as possible. Before that though, we almost got our claim on Greece. There we go. So time to go after Greece. Again, guarantees are irrelevant, but the war tension now is high enough. And the funny thing is, due to some modifiers, Greece will not join the allies. So we are also allowed to invade Greece without issues. And completely conquer the Balkans without enemy intervention at all. That's so cool. Let's make a save. I think I'm catching a cold. That's not cool. So, Greece it is.
Gata de marș!
Not want to train now. And we need to call, of course, our puppets.
La comandă!
And by the way, we can now even pick a naval grand doctrine since we are done with special forces. We're actually going with fleeting being.
Luați de aici, așa le trebuie.
Push him. Another last stand. Typical stuff. Not surprising.
Mișcați,
No, no, guys, come on. Don't be stupid.
Continuați deplasarea.
Okay, at least these ones are cut out. You didn't have that many, unfortunately, there.
Ordonați. Am înțeles. Adunarea. Ordonați. Atenție! Gata să trăiți! Ordonați! Mișcați! Înaintați!
Our first lovely interaction with Cole. I missed it.
Gata de marș!
Okay, now we want to make sure to deploy these guys and train them. And we're going to make some further changes to our Marines. We're going to add even more SPGs. For a total of 9,630 width. And look at the soft attack. That's all I'm saying.
Atențiune!
What the f... Didn't I tell you to go there? No, my god.
Gata de marș!
Come on.
Atențiune!
And now we gave them time to send divisions here. It's still fine, but far from ideal.
Ordonați! Păstrați intervalele! Atenție! Am înțeles! Gata să trăiți! Continuați deplasarea!
Yeah, Greece is another one that never gives up. Done. And our final puppet is taken. Now it's time to get ready for Italy. We're actually not far from getting our claim, so we need to prepare. We can now merge back the Marines and we get them ready to cheese a little bit in Zara. This part is not needed, we are very powerful. If you don't want to cheese, don't cheese. But we need some time to get ready, to get some training. And yeah, I mean, in the meantime, why not kill some Italians? Other than that, we just need to make sure not to lose this tile. This is the only one that will be under attack, so we can easily defend it. And we're going to use puppet divisions on a fallback line, somewhere like this, just in case. Although if the Italian disembark here, we can kill even more of them, so that's actually not bad. So that's why I usually leave this area empty. The important thing is that we train everybody. We can also keep training the Navy safely in the Black Sea. Nobody can come in here, so we're totally fine.
Gata să trăiți! Atențiune! Ordonați! Ordonați! Atenție!
We're also going to pick the logistical focus. And we're going to pick the infantry expert. We got the claim on Italy, so now it's time to join the Axis. Now, good timing to mention something here. You need to be precise. This is not one of the hardest guides. In fact, I would say it's fairly easy. But you still need some precision with timing, because if you're late, Italy will join the Axis. You need to be able to declare war on Italy before they join the Axis. In this way, we join the Axis, then we declare war on Italy, and then they are completely out of the game. So, join faction once they accept war on Italy. And the other thing we're going to do here is we're going to block these sea regions just in case. Don't want to lose any convoys. And we can start some little bit of cheese here. Look at how many juicy Italian divisions in there. So we don't want to push that tile, we're going to stop. This part of the war is still a bit costly. They will destroy a lot of our trucks and trains with bombing. So eventually we want to push them, but I want my divisions to be trained before that.
Ordonați! Atențiune!
Yeah, so our main deficit is in terms of SPGs, but we're producing them very quickly. What? No, Italy, send divisions. What are you doing? Why are you denying me my port cheese here?
înțeles. Gata să trăiți. Gata de marș.
As you get more puppets, you can make another puppet army.
La comandă. Gata să trăiți. Adunarea! Gata de marș!
At 100 political power, we're going to pick the military theorist and we can finally start our doctrines build. The usual one, so we go for Grand Assault. We follow it up with self-propelled support, then Assault Infantry, and then Streamline Deployment.
Ordonați!
Oh, nice, a naval invasion. Let's see if they lose some more divisions here.
Gata de marș! Adunarea!
Not bad. In terms of the fleet, as you get Navy experience, what we're going to do is a line of battle, torpedo primacy, naval refit yards, and night fighting. That's our priority, the rest is free.
Ordonați! Gata să trăiți! Gata să trăiți!
I would like to see the war, but it's bugged. Maybe we can see it from here. Oh, no. No, we cannot see it from here. Oh, another thing I really missed. Finally, it's so fun. Such a fun mechanic. We want the army experience. We need a lot of army experience, so we're going to use the trick as much as possible. So I already got my flame tank. You may get it a little bit later. It's not entirely consistent. This we cannot load for some absurd reason. So we're just going to create it from here. the design here doesn't really matter, but I'm still going to give it some armor. So I'm going to save it, and we're going to start producing it. It's going to be our highest priority, but we just need one military factory that we're going to take from SPGs. We can also add it to our template right away. No reason to wait. As they get produced, we'll get them in the template.
Ordonați! Atențiune! Atențiune! Gata de marș!
Wow, that's such a nice offensive plan. We go here, then we go behind.
Atenție!
Just a little bit more and we got them trained. But more than that, I would like to have all of the SPGs, then we can go. We don't need them to be full training. People don't like me very much.
Gata de marș!
Okay, so it's time to end these port cheese. As we get ready to push into Italy now, as you can see from here very easily, calling Austria into this and then cutting them off here and then circling these divisions would be awesome. The problem is Italy is very, very, very buggy. And when you push from a puppet, as you know, there is a civil war in Italy at some point, well, then the puppet that forms in Italy, that is usually your puppet, sometimes is the puppet of your puppet, and it is not considered your puppet, and then the game gets completely broken. In that you can, for example, declare war on that puppet Italy, and you will be at war with your puppet that will still be your puppet. Which is absolutely awesome, but we don't need any of that shit, so instead we're just going to push from here. It's a bit harder, but we got great marines to do it.
Gata de marș!
A bit clumped up this area, we may struggle a little bit with supplies for the first push.
Ordonați!
Oh, they're influencing our politics. I think they want to make us more fascist, which is very cool.
Atenție!
But I'm going to influence your politics a bit more, Italy. I'm very sorry. I think I'll win the influence politics battle here. Can my puppets build some infrastructures from time to time? Come on, people. Come on. You can do it.
Atențiune!
Okay, I'd say we are ready, so I'll stop training. Well, I can keep training these guys, but
Atenție!
we'll stop training the Marines. We can push even not at trained easily. Especially because we're going to change the template a little bit more later.
Ordonați!
This is fine. Okay, let's start. These divisions are insane, by the way, at this time. They already have over 500 soft attack. They keep good organization because they are Marines. It's just insane. And you can see the results of that quite clearly in here. So what we need to do here is we need to rush Venezia after we take Venezia. We're okay with supplies and everything is good.
Gata Gata să trăiți!
Perfect. We can reorganize a little bit now.
La comandă!
As we get the logistics company, we're very happy to add it to our Marines. They really need it. They actually really need it. And then eventually, we're going to add a couple more Marines battalions to our template. Sorry. Actually, adding one more. Only one more. Then we're going to add one more Marines battalion, and we will add 2 more SPG battalions for this final insane template. The problem is we don't have army experience yet, so for now we'll delay the SPGs.
Atențiune! Atențiune!
Maybe push here. This is very difficult. This would be very difficult pushes. This is a very good occasion to have... Well, let me do that again. Now, pushing in here, despite the fact that Italy doesn't actually have divisions right now, would be difficult. These are river crossings, but we got Marines, so no problem.
Gata de marș! Să mergem! Am înțeles!
Awesome stuff.
Gata de marș!
Italy is falling apart even faster than usual. Test.
Gata de marș! Ordonați! Ordonați! Gata să trăiți! Gata de marș!
Okay, 10 army experience, exactly what we needed. We can finish our template. This is the final, absolutely insane one. Lovely template. Not only it has insane soft attack, still good organization, awesome stats, awesome stats overall, but we also get a plus 31% attack in amphibious, 27% for river crossing, marshes, forts, so we even get great terrain modifiers, which will really help later on with naval invasions. UK, looking at you. We're coming for you.
Continuați deplasarea!
What we lack at the moment is a fleet, but we'll get it. Oh, there is a naval invasion. I missed this completely. But this is lovely, Italy. Yeah, I don't think I need to counter these. I just need to put some divisions here. And that's why Italy had even less divisions than usual, because they're all here. That's fantastic.
Gata de marș! Gata de marș!
Italy really knows what to prioritize.
Atenție! Gata de marș!
Jokes aside, this is why leaving a puppet army behind is helpful.
La comandă! Gata de marș!
No, Mussolini, no, you were doing such a great job. How is this possible?
Gata să trăiți! Atențiune! La comandă!
I mean, your camel counter-offensive from Dubrovnik almost got me.
Atențiune! La comandă! Atenție!
Okay, actually, at 150 political power, we'll need to switch to the much-needed limited conscription. And interestingly enough, the problem with manpower is not so much because of casualties, which we cannot check because this game is bugged, but it is because of occupation, mostly because of occupation. If we could check the casualties, I could guarantee you they're very low. I would really like to reload and fix the bug, but as you know, reloading causes more bugs in this awesome game, so maybe we shouldn't do that.
Gata să trăiți!
I'll reload maybe before capitulating the UK, because the casualties against the UK may be interesting. Also Italy, I think we are going to have a civil war in a month. You should have a civil war pretty soon.
Atenție!
There we go. Are we going to get bugged even in the civil war or not? No, we're not gonna get bugged. Look at that. That's awesome. By the way, and I almost forgot here, we also want to justify a claim on Spain before capitulating Italy, so it's going to take only 10 days. Almost forgot this one. But other than that, we can transfer the territory back to Italy, and then the war should be over. Perfect, not even bugged. Look, will you look at that? We're actually going to give stuff back to Italy. No, we're not going to give stuff back to Italy. Why would we? So we would be giving cores back to Italy. I think there is one in here, but other than that, we can simply create more puppets. Puppets in Africa are always very helpful to distract the allies and so on. Let's not forget about Dodecaneso. Yeah, more bugs. More bugs, lovely. Oh, fuck. Where is my points for the navy? Okay, I guess we need to reload then. Why don't I have points for the navy? Oh my god, I hate this. Stupid bugs everywhere. Well, good thing. Now we can check the casualties, and as I was mentioning, they're very low. Now let's hope this doesn't break the game even more. And this time, let's not forget to take the navy. And Liberia joins the allies. See, that's a consequence of reloading. Stuff that wouldn't otherwise happen. It's not that big of a deal, but I would really like not to lose that guy if possible. There we go. Maybe if I keep the occupied territory, it's actually better. Let me try that. Yeah, now we got more points, so that's better. And they're going to take the territory anyway if we don't claim it, so that's entirely fine. So, just in case, because otherwise it's risky, we're going to take the navy first, that's the highest priority. Then we're going to make some puppets in Africa. And we're going to get war reparations. Resource rights. There is no resource rights. And the rest we can give back to Italy, although they will take it anyway if we don't do anything, so that's fine. Okay, now we are talking. And now we finally have a proper navy, kind of. Navy that we still need to train, but we also need to use, because we need to plan as soon as possible a naval invasion of Spain. The other thing we want to prioritize from now on is building in Italy. This is the usual stuff. We want to build in Italy to decrease their autonomy, eventually annex them, which would give us the other half of their navy if needed. Now, the last test run was before the latest patch that fucked up even more invading the United Kingdom, but Romania has access to the Italian fleet, the Spanish fleet, and then if needed, we can also take Vichy France fleet. So we should really be fine. That said, full priority to building in Italy, just in case. So now we're going to invade Spain, but we need to keep an army to protect this border, because we may be at war with Poland and Czechoslovakia when the Allies get involved. So we're going on a full back line around here. This army should be enough. Then we're happy. Thanks to Marines for the naval invasion. Thanks to Marines, we actually have access to groups of 8, 3 groups of 8, which is absolutely awesome.
Ordonați.
So we can basically send a full army. We're going to send all of the Marines, of course, but we can give them some infantry for this operation in particular.
Ordonați. Am înțeles.
And we need to unblock these sea regions, and actually I said we trade the navy, but we need to move the navy in Italy for the upcoming naval invasion.
Ordonați. Gata să trăiți! La comandă!
We're going to invade from the area of Genova-Livorno to the area of Barcelona all the way down to Murcia.
Gata de marș! Atenție! Adunarea! Am înțeles! Atențiune!
Then to cover the front, we're going to send over the rest of infantry and this puppet army.
Atențiune! Gata de marș!
We already got our claim, we just need to get ready to get dominance.
Ordonați! Adunarea! Ordonați! Ordonați! Adunarea!
Lovely how we get Albania in this way because I submit to Italy for free. Okay, our naval invasion is ready. Time to declare war on Spain. And let's go.
Adunarea!
And you already know it, Spain is always a pain in the ass. We need to still be careful. I'd really like not to destroy their fleet, because I kind of need it.
Gata să trăiți! La comandă! Gata de marș!
Of course, no issues whatsoever disembarking with these divisions. Just insane.
Ordonați!
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Ordonați! Atenție! Ordonați!
We can send over more divisions.
Atențiune! Atențiune! Am înțeles! Atenție!
They are intercepting my... Do something, Navy. Do something.
Atențiune! Adunarea!
So at this point we're also going to start a claim on France.
Am înțeles!
For as much as possible, we want to limit our casualties in here. And, yeah, okay, those guys I don't care about. I generally don't want to use the fleet, because I don't want to destroy the Spanish fleet, mainly. And also because we have some fuel issues if we keep using the fleet.
Gata de marș! Să mergem! Ordonați! La comandă!
Fuck is Yunnan?
Am înțeles! Am înțeles! Atențiune! Gata să trăiți! Am înțeles! Gata de marș! Ordonați! Adunarea! Am înțeles! Gata să trăiți!
Yeah, Belgium joining the Allies this early is because we reloaded the game because they're not supposed to. It's fine, it's not a problem. But that shows how much reloading the game fucks up this game. Ireland too should not join. Again, it's okay, it doesn't change anything. As long as the United States don't join, we're fine.
La comandă! La comandă! Adunarea! Așteptați! Atențiune! Ordonați! Atenție!
We good, Spain? Nah, of course not.
Gata să trăiți! Gata de marș! Gata să trăiți! La comandă! Gata de marș! Ordonați! Ordonați!
Even last stand, but we got them. Always annoying, always.
Adunarea!
Now we're going to pick a domestic film industry to boost a bit our stability and war support. And then we're finally done with Spain. So here with Spain, we're going to annex Granada. And if you want, you can also annex Catalonia. Now, you need to make a choice after the war with Spain. In our case, we're justifying on France, meaning we're going for a more aggressive setup. This aggressive setup means we give up on the Vichy France Navy. We rely on the Italian Navy that we stole to be able to invade the UK, maybe integrate Italy entirely if needed, and we go after the UK quickly. The other option is you delay the war on the UK, you wait for Vichy France to form, so you wait for Germany to take Paris before you declare war on the Allies, you take Vichy France, and with their fleet, you're in a much safer spot. The problem with doing that is it will delay things a little bit, and you may be attacked by the Soviet Union for Bessarabia. In which case I would just give Bessarabia and take it back later, but if you're going for achievements, you may not want to do that. Now, if you're faster, if you succeed with a fast setup, you have more options to pursue future achievements. I will mention that a bit later, but that's one of the things to consider now. Either way, you can puppet, Balkanize Spain, or you can annex part of it if you want to go after Vichy France without calling puppets. So in this case, I'm going to actually annex Catalonia, so we're going to push from here. And the rest we can just Balkanize. Then, very important, we are going to take their navy. Alright, so at this point we can prepare our marines to push into France from here. The infantry army is going to follow them to protect... The infantry army is going to follow them to protect the front. The puppet army that we sent to Spain is going to take Gibraltar before it joins the northern army. In the meantime, we can keep training and don't forget the army protecting this border. Now, for the next move, we also need to move our fleet. Now, before we declare war on the Allies, we also need to move our fleet to Germany. This is somewhat less important because we are going to take Gibraltar, but it's still safer to have the fleet up there. The fact that we control Gibraltar, by the way, also means that if you annex Italy, even after the beginning of the war, you can send an additional fleet up there, if needed.
Ordonanzi. Attenzione!
Now we're also going to make some minor changes to our Dr. Hoops Inf. We're going to remove one infantry battalion and add one SPG battalion. So we keep the same width, but we give them some beefy stats.
La comanda.
Then we are going to disband the cavalry divisions, our own cavalry divisions we had in the puppet army, so we regain some manpower.
Adunarea.
We're going to bring the production of infantry equip to 20, taken from the SPGs. We're going to create an agency. We're going for 5 upgrades, and then we're going to use the spies on the UK and on the Soviet Union. This is entirely optional though. And with that we can continue.
Gata de marș. Am înțeles. Gata să trăiți.
I'm going to position the fleet in here for now, so we can train them for a little bit longer. Yeah, not in La Spezia, for fuck's sake. Let's do Rostock. Yeah, so I'm going to position the fleet in Rostock. Make sure to select it from here, it's very annoying. So we can train them a little bit more, just in case they get into a fight, maybe they have a bit more of a chance. So we want to avoid fights in principle.
Gata să trăiți. Ordonați.
And now we're just waiting for our claim, which will be coming pretty soon.
Gata să trăiți. Atenție! Atenție! La comandă!
There we go, we got our claim actually perfectly on time with Germany and Poland. And by the way, because of the war tension and the mess, because Lithuania will also be in it, that doesn't matter too much. We actually get the chance to start, it seems, World War II, because we were slightly faster than Germany. And I would not complain.
Ordonați!
So, here we go. War on France. We start a push immediately with our Marines. The other push we want to start right away is the one for Gibraltar. And other than that, we don't need to worry about much. We cannot be invaded, so everything is good. Here the initial push may be a little bit tricky, but you know, our Marines are just insane. So I don't think they're going to care very much. As you can see. And it also looks like maybe we broke Germany by doing this. Somehow not surprised. Yeah, one thing we may want to do here is, as soon as possible, we want to stop these regions. Not right now. I think if we do it right now, we are out of supplies, but let's try maybe. Our convoys will be raided everywhere if we leave them open, so let's try like this and see how it goes.
La comandă!
We can now also integrate Italy to integrated puppet. It's still quite a lot to fully annex them, so hopefully it will not be necessary, but keep building in Italy. Just in case.
Am înțeles. Ordonați. Adunarea. Ordonați.
Yeah, I would like the infantry not to get completely messed up, please.
Gata de marș. Ordonați. Atențiune!
Oh, nice. We got Gibraltar.
Gata să trăiți.
Now these guys can reinforce the front.
Ordonați.
Ooh, and we got a big encirclement down here too. Poor French.
Atenție!
Ah, damn it.
Ordonați. Îi respingem, domnule.
Big ouch for the French here. Big ouch.
Ordonați.
Now let's join France with Italy, and then we push to Paris to end France entirely.
Gata să trăiți.
No, Germany, I don't want you at all.
Atenție!
This is not usually the case, though. Germany usually joins. I need to warn you about that, because the war score will probably be different because of that. Now, when you get these divisions when you get this division through the focus, you can disband it for some extra manpower. Any little bit of manpower can help us right now. Same for the next focus. This will really help. Where's the Soviet Union? Oh, the Soviet Union is embargoing me. That's not very nice. This is not ideal.
Am înțeles.
I'm going to get some additional fuel to keep the fuel reserves high as we keep training our navy. If we get it all to regular, not saying it can win, but it will last a bit longer against the UK, which can be helpful. And here I think we can go.
Adunarea.
Oh, this is a lot more fun with Germany not joining. They have so many more divisions. It's a lot more challenging too. What do you mean the truth? Constantine, I don't get wounded.
Continuați deplasarea!
Awesome. Other big encirclement down here.
Luați de aici! Așa le trebuie! Atenție!
No, they're escaping. Don't let them escape.
Atenție! Ordonați!
Oh, still killed quite a lot of them.
Am înțeles!
Let's see the casualties, I'm actually curious. 16,000 for us is a bit painful, but France? Where is France? Wow, that's very painful.
Atenție! Ordonați!
Thank you, Germany, for gifting me this World War II by myself. That's very nice. This is not very nice.
Adunarea!
Yeah, so this we need to counter.
La comandă!
We can keep going.
Gata de marș! Gata de marș!
Very interesting. You're actually not going for Gibraltar.
Adunarea! Gata să trăiți! Ordonați! La comandă! Am înțeles! Gata să trăiți! Ordonați! Atențiune! Atenție! Continuați atacul!
No, come on. How did they take Bordeaux back?
Atențiune! La comandă! Ordonați! Ordonați! Gata de marș!
Because these guys are not covering the front at all.
Am înțeles! Luați de aici! Așa le trebuie!
We're a bit overextended, so we'll need to push France kinda quickly.
Ordonați!
Nice, very nice.
Gata de marș!
Okay, time to go for Paris and then France.
Ordonați!
I wonder what Germany is justifying against us for what? They are in my faction, they cannot justify against me.
Am înțeles! Adunarea! Atenție! Gata să trăiți! Atențiune! Continuați atacul!
Alright, so we're going straight for Paris.
Ordonați!
France, it was fun, very fun, but I cannot afford this many casualties, so it's time for you to die. Oh, Poland. Okay, Germany is getting involved. They remembered. They remembered now that they have a World War II to fight. Belgium is already in it, but we also need the Netherlands. So if Germany is low, just in case, I will justify on the Netherlands too. Bye, France. Bye. That was awesome. So now that France is down, we definitely have an issue with manpower. We may want to go on extensive conscription soon. The other thing we want to do is, if we want Vichy France to be part of the peace... Oh, better. If we don't want the Vichy France... Let me do that again. If we want Vichy France to appear, we can give Paris to Germany. That will spawn Vichy France, will remove that part from the peace conference. And then if we annex... and then if we puppet Paris as France in the peace conference, we'll get Vichy France with them for free. So that's something to consider. It mostly depends on how much of the war score you have. And normally you don't have much, but in our particular case, Germany was late. They forgot about World War II, so we have 99%. I would assume that by the end of this run, they will have a lot more. So I would expect something like maybe 60% for us. We'll see. In this case, though, I still think we don't particularly need Vichy France. So I think we're going to take all of France in this way. That's probably fine. Now, lovely, our fleet is even completely trained, but this is not a good fleet. As you can see, it seems bigger, but it's mostly submarines. Those submarines, I will show you later, are one of the best tools to gain dominance and naval invade the UK nowadays. Which is what we're going to do. We're just going to quickly take care of Belgium and the Netherlands, but then we're just going straight for the UK.
Atenție! Gata să trăiți! La comandă! Ordonați! Atenție! Înaintați!
Germany being completely useless.
Ordonați! Adunarea! La comandă! Adunarea!
Okay, let's go after the Netherlands.
Adunarea! Ordonați!
Nice. Now we don't have anything else to worry about here. I guess technically we could help Germany against Poland, but we have higher priorities, namely invading the United Kingdom.
Atențiune! Atențiune! Gata să trăiți! Am înțeles!
Same as before, we are going to merge the infantry and the SPGs to get an army of 24, and we're going to invade the UK. We're going to do it from Holland, the usual OP harbor.
Am înțeles!
And we're going to focus on the Hull Newcastle area.
Gata să trăiți! Ordonați! Gata de marș! Ordonați? Am înțeles! Am înțeles! Atențiune! Am înțeles!
Oh, nice. I guess the Germans were here and they helped us a little bit. This is helpful because we would actually have... we would actually like to use these divisions elsewhere. So we can set them on protecting from naval invasions in France. The infantry will have to come to the UK together with the SPGs.
Atențiune!
Everybody's moving in position. Now, trade is a bit of a mess right now. We're just going to ignore it for the time being. So I do want a bit more flame tanks, ideally.
La comandă!
Yeah, the Benelux is gone, Germany. You may not have noticed, but the Benelux is long gone. Okay, our navy is ready. Let's move the fleet in position. Then we'll talk about how to do this. Wait, that's mine. Yes, that's mine. So we want to set them in Holland. And then we want to split off all of the submarines into a separate fleet. And the submarines, we can base them in here. I'll make a save. We don't want the submarines to be intercepted and killed right away. That would be a bit of a problem. All good, I got in position. I wouldn't assume we have any air at all. In any case, we cannot deploy it because we don't have manpower. But if we can get some air, we're going to assign it to the North Sea. Now we're going to fix our manpower problems at least partially in a second. There we go. So let's switch to limited conscription. Get a bit of manpower back.
Ordonați! Gata să trăiți!
Sad that Germany is killing their manpower for sure, and they have a lot of casualties and they are getting a score by dying to Poland.
Adunarea!
That was Luxembourg, I forgot about. That's the pressure on the Benelux. Okay, with about 10 days left on the naval invasion, I think it's time for the UK setup. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to assign the submarines to a new theater. They don't need an admiral because we're going to split them in groups of 1. And then we're going to set them on convoy raiding around the UK in these regions here. The primary goal here is to distract the Royal Navy. We're going to give them a couple of seconds till they're all in position. And we want to see the Royal Navy engaging them. Then if the Royal Navy is engaging them, it means it's not here. At least not in a big dead stack, hopefully. So at this point we can set the rest of the fleet on patrol in the North Sea. We want to set them on never repair and do not engage. But that's not all, unfortunately. We need to keep an eye on them, as we'll likely need to spam disengage whenever we are engaged. Then we also want to trigger the naval invasion as soon as it is ready. So we start clicking the arrow, and then whenever we get green sea, they will go. And it's going to take a while. But as you can see, the Royal Navy is busy in other places, so hopefully we get a chance. Our submarines are dying faster, but that's their job. Okay, here we got an engagement, and we generally do not want engagements. This doesn't seem necessarily like a terrible one, but we don't really have a fleet that is capable of fighting. Also deploy all of the other planes. Naval strikes. Anything we can put in there can help. So now we want to spam disengage on this engagement. Not just click it, we actually want to spam it. And that's it. We just want small battles. We don't want to get into big battles. This usually triggers the UK to repair their navy and gives us a bigger window of opportunity. I also forgot to upgrade the agency. We're getting closer. So far, no more engagements. Okay, that's another engagement that we don't want. Nice, we got out of it. We only lost 4 destroyers. No, we lost only 8 destroyers. Totally fine for us, and I think that was actually enough to trigger the naval invasion. So that's how you do it. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, and this was done with a decent fleet, not a terrible one, but not a very good one. This is only the Balkans plus half of the Italian navy. Nothing else then, nothing more than that. Yes, Germany is involved, so their fleet is also doing something, but yeah, again, that's about it. Now, we do actually want all of our subs, ideally. Yeah, of course, I cannot select them all, but we want them to repair. Because, you know, the other advantage of having submarines all around the UK is they will stop their divisions from reinforcing. So now the naval invasion has triggered. That doesn't mean our job is done. We still need to invade the UK. But somehow this is the easy part now. And now assign the planes to the army. Now, as for the fleet, now you need to decide what you want to do with them. You can set them on naval invasion support if you want. You can stop them entirely if you want to preserve the fleet and save it from dying. It's entirely up to you. Meanwhile, disembarking is going well.
La commander. Gata de march.
Very well, I would say. As usual, we don't want to give them any time, and we immediately want to send the infantry as well. The infantry will take care of the northern part of the front, but the rest you want to cut them off immediately as soon as possible.
Attenzione. Am înțeles.
Slow down, maybe it's
La
better.
commander. Am înțeles.
Perfect. We're getting naval invaded, but this shouldn't be much of a problem. Where is my navy? Oh, it's up there. It's doing great.
La comandă. Atenție.
Alright, so main army to push south and only the infantry to push north. And these few infantry divisions we have, I'll reassign them so they stay there.
Ordonați.
The UK will still spawn divisions with the cheesy things they did in Götterdammerung, I think it was. But at least they will not get any reinforcements from puppets because all of their convoys are being intercepted and raided. That's not very nice.
La comandă. Ordonați.
Slow down.
Haide, haide. Adunarea.
All good.
Ordonați.
We can now move on to spying the Soviet Union.
Atențiune! Am înțeles. Adunarea. Atenție!
Okay, they took back Gibraltar, but at this point we don't care that much.
Atenție! Am înțeles. Am înțeles.
And London is about to fall.
Haide, haide, haide! Gata să trăiți. Atențiune! Atențiune! Adunarea! Gata să trăiți! Mișcați! Înaintați! Continuați atacul! La comandă! Gata de marș! Adunarea!
The last beat of resistance from the UK. But my dear Churchill, all hope is lost.
Atențiune!
You can fight on the beaches, but you still get screwed. Such a great speech. And I think that's it. 17%. The UK is down with a total of 40,000 casualties taken. By the way, we also took down France with those 40,000 casualties. As Romania, we really cannot afford much more than that, sadly. But yeah, that's it. So, now that the UK is down, let's check the participation. Yes, as I expected, above 60%. This will be a bit lower, though, if Germany declares war on time in your run. So, a bit of RNG there. Now we can get into the peace conference. We can also stop building in Italy as a priority because we are not going to annex them anymore. They may have buffed the Royal Navy, but in making them more aggressive, they actually gave us a little advantage with this submarine build, in the sense that the Royal Navy will aggressively engage our submarines and they will not cover the regions they need to cover. So getting the naval invasion, when you have a fairly decent fleet, it's still quite easy. That's the good news. It's not as easy when you don't have a decent fleet, unfortunately. But let's get into this peace conference now. So in the peace conference, you should consider that annexing is a lot cheaper than puppeting. So one option, if you don't have a lot of points, is you annex only one you puppet only one province. Say you puppet this one, and you annex the rest. Then after the war, you transfer territory to your puppet. That way you get puppets without paying for them. The disadvantage is if you do that, you don't get resource rights and war reparations. Honestly, I think we got enough points, so we shouldn't have to worry too much. I think we can just puppet. So as usual, we're going to annex these two provinces of Canada just in case we want to invade the United States from there. Then we're going to puppet strategic regions such as Hong Kong, Suez, and Gibraltar. That's the highest priority. And then we're going to puppet all of the cores of France and the United Kingdom. We are going to puppet British Malaya because it's very, very rich. And then you can just puppet whatever you see. By the way, if you want to avoid problems with Japan, you should actually not puppet this region. Ah, right, we got Mexico as well. Mexico can be very convenient. Yeah, okay, we can probably get that. We could probably get a bit more, but pretty satisfied. Going to make sure that we get the stuff we want in here. Germany give up. What are you fighting me for? Which one is this? This one. I can give you that one. I can give you that one. I can give you Alexandria, yeah. Sure, take Oman. Okay. Yeah, okay. No leftovers. Awesome. We get resource rights, war reparations. And I'll save the rest of the points. Usually you would like to have at least 2,000 points for the Royal Navy, but we'll make it work, it's fine. Because we didn't lose that much of our navy, so this is enough. And we're very, very happy. And guys, I would say that we are very, very happy with what we got. It is only April 1940. We already control this part of the world, especially we control entirely the UK, France, Spain, Italy, Austria, so all of Europe except for Germany is under our control. With this strategy you have plenty of potential to continue the run and destroy all of your opponents. We basically surround Germany, we have the perfect setup to take on the Soviet Union, including spies. We annexed part of Canada and we control Mexico as well, so if we want to take down the United States, that will be incredibly easy. We control strategic provinces such as Hong Kong, so if you wanted to go for a naval invasion of Japan, you would be able to do that, especially after stealing the Royal Navy. Before we end the video though, let me mention a couple of things about the three main achievements you can get as Romania. As in this run you haven't gotten any of them yet, but the run is good for all of them. The first achievement is Death or Dishonor or Cake. For that you need to own a slice of all of your neighboring countries. Now I'm not sure if puppets matter, but if they don't, you can simply annex Bulgaria, you can annex one of these puppets for Yugoslavia, you can annex Hungary, and then you need to fight Germany to take a bit of Slovakia, and you need to fight the Soviet Union for a bit of Poland and a bit of the Soviet Union itself. This could be simply a natural continuation of this run. For neither Death nor Dishonor, you need not to lose any land until 1942, perfect, because we never lost any land, and then you need to control either Berlin or Moscow. Very easy, again, natural continuation of the run. If you go after the Soviet Union, you will easily get to Moscow, and if you go after Germany, you will very easily get to Berlin. Finally, for totally not cool Bromania, you need to change sides in a war and betray a former ally, which is something I absolutely love to do. Now, Romania has a perfect focus for that, and the focus is this one. You can overthrow the current ruling party and join another faction. Right now, probably the easiest way to do this would be if you declare war on the Soviet Union together with Germany, and then you pick this focus and you go for join the Comintern. Then you join the Soviet Union and together you defeat Germany and you get the achievement. So technically it's possible to get all 3 achievements in just one run. Although for this third one, maybe I would make a backup save now and get this one and then the other 2 in a separate run, as this is not really optimal. We would like to stay fascist. And with this, we really covered everything for this run. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love Romania. It's maybe one of my favorite countries, one of my favorite strategies ever. It's not only about the power, the limited manpower, limited coring potential hurts a bit, but just the fact that you finally get a fairly simple focus tree. You don't need to spend hours studying it. There is some very, very nice focuses in there, some very powerful ones. And this is why I disagree with all of you asking for bigger focus trees, more 30 days focuses. You don't need that. You just need something like this. Easy, simple, trick with guarantees. You can expand. Instead of having this tab open for the entire game, you can actually focus on the fun part of the game. Designing cool units, using them in battle, get encirclements, destroying your opponents. For me, that's the fun part of HOI4. Either way, there is a bit for everyone in this run. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. By the way, we recently got 50k subscribers. Thank you, all of you, very much. This would not be possible without you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye bye!